Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. And you know what? I'm one of those guys that takes an L every once in a while and says, hey, you know what? I read through some of the comments when I was talking about the upcoming show trials in 2021 of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and 4 other defendants regarding the September 11th attacks. And I was talking about Guantanamo Bay because that's where these military tribunals are going to be held. Now, in that, I said there was an instance at that prison of children basically being sodomized with broomsticks with battery acid in front of their parents. Now, I want to be the first person to say I appear to have conflated several incidents over not just Guantanamo Bay, but Abu Ghraib and other black sites. So I want to make it abundantly clear where this abuse has proven to gone on. Now, I'm not saying that that particular incident isn't something that may have occurred and I was able to source it then, can't source it now, but we can source plenty. And when I talk about the military-industrial complex, when I talk about Guantanamo Bay, Abu Ghraib, other black sites, not only in the Middle East but around the world, and these torture facilities and how they need to be shut down, it, to me, is not a left or right issue. And the other issue that is never, ever, 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 ever discussed is what we're going to discuss right now. It is the unbelievable, confirmed, disturbing sexual abuse of children. Now, there are plenty of other assaults that are just completely abhorrent that are going on here. We have psychological torture in the form of sensory deprivation and other things that we're going to go on. But you can't sit there and be somebody that wants to point out NXIVM or Jeffrey Epstein or Dennis Hassert or Brian Singer or any of these higher level pedophiles without talking about a system that is enabling CIA interrogators and guards to do this to kids with utter impunity. So let's go along the journey of some of the very, very disturbing things that we can confirm at these black sites. So when I'm done with this video, I'm going to pin it on the other video because, again, there were some critics, and I'm glad because my critics make me better. It's good when people point things out, okay? So first of all, Guantanamo Bay 100% houses children. 100,000%. Has since its inception. We're going to get to a documented case of Abu Ghraib having children as young as 8 years old. Now remember, during this war on terror, there's a time where we just declare every able-bodied male 16 years or older a possible insurgent and enemy combatant. All right? That's the truth. So let's continue on. And remember, you can check all these out. The URL's right above me, okay, in 1080p. You can figure this one out. Now, in this, looking the other way, the accepted sexual abuse of young boys by institutional powers. What do they cite here? The release of the 2014 torture report that examined the actions of the CIA prisoners at Guantanamo Bay shows clear instances of sexual abuse and rape. The reaction to this was muted, to say the least. Even the supposed liberal Obama administration has shown little interest in exploring what the report means. And what do I mean? Well, again, here we go to the documentation. We just don't go to publications. Think about this. This is a report from 2014. This is well after a decade plus of abuse where Guantanamo Bay, does it include children? Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is a whitewash of a report. I want to say that. But we're going to go to just some instances. It's pretty short. Okay? So let's go. So here we have CIA officers also threatened at least 3 detainees with harm to their families, to include threats of harm to the children of a detainee, threats of sexually abuse the mother of a detainee, and a threat to cut a detainee's mother's throat. All right? The group of officers included 2 individuals, among other issues, had engaged in inappropriate detainee interrogations, had workplace anger management issues, and had reportedly admitted to sexual assault. This is all Guantanamo. And don't worry, we're going to get into battery acid and broomsticks. Because, hey, I may have conflated a little bit, but everything I talked about in essence is a disturbing reality that you and I are a party to because we don't speak out against it enough. And it goes beyond party lines. Remember, a lot of this stuff is taking place when? During the Bush administration, and when? During the Obama administration. Okay? This is the actual physical report on Guantanamo Bay. All right? So here we are. Let's see. The Office of Inspector General later described additional allegations of unauthorized techniques used against al-Nusra by CIA Officer 2 and other interrogators, including that his mother would be brought before him and sexually abused. How about that? Okay. All right. And then again, more admissions of sexual assault. Okay. And remember, all this stuff, it was permitted, it was known about, there was no response. These are the subnotes. Whitewash, whitewash, whitewash. Okay? Unbelievable. Unbelievable, guys. It's just insane. So let's walk away from this report because we're still on Guantanamo Bay. And again, thank you to my critics for pointing this out because this will be pinned right underneath. All right? So the psychological torture that they used, which was a lot like the MK Ultra. You saw on my cover there, they're in mittens, they can't see, they don't know where they are, extreme heat, extreme cold, sensory deprivation, and then repetition of songs like I Love You, Babylon. I think Saturday Night Fever's in here too. Dirty. Take Your Best Shot, The Real Slim Shady, Saturday Night Fever. By the Bee Gees, the Meow Mix theme, Beautiful People. I'm not going to say that. We Are the Champions. I mean, unreal. And remember, this is stuff that was going on in the 50s, 60s, 70s on behalf of the U.S. government. Don't worry, we're going to get there. This one's really interesting, and this is April 2019. It's extensive on, some of the cavity search type things, okay? And, let's be honest. When we get here, we could talk about just the women who were abused there, but men were abused there too. All right? Period. And we've all seen when we get to Abu Ghraib, and the Senate found this too. Again, this is, when is this, 4 years ago? Yeah, this is from that same report. And women also sexually abused, 100%. All right, 100%. So now we have children, men, and women at Guantanamo Bay, 100% sexually abused. Now, when I talked about 8-year-olds, we're talking about 8-year-olds at Abu Ghraib prison. Now, this is where it's going to get real fucking dark. I'm going to warn you right now. Real dark. Like as dark as we let it off with. Because this is a reality. The New Yorker actually published a lot of stuff. And by the way, this is a Guantanamo. We're going to bring that back. I was going to go to that as well. And once again, this is more Guantanamo. I should have gotten there. So abuse continued in Abu Ghraib even after the scandal became public. This is in 2004. A lot of people think this was just up front. Lord knows how long they kept doing these things. All right? And I mean, there's a body pile. I don't want to really zoom in too far. You can figure that out yourself. This is by Hirsch. This is the general's report. This is where we get things like this, okay? Seymour Hirsch, the New Yorker reporter who first broke the story of torture at Abu Ghraib, recently spoke at an ACLU convention. He has seen pictures and videotapes. The Americans media has not yet shown the boys were sodomized with the cameras rolling. Let's repeat it. The boys were sodomized with the cameras rolling. And the worst part is the soundtrack of these boys shrieking, said Hirsch. And this is your government at war. Abu Ghraib. Now, Where did I get the broomsticks from? Well, you can come here and you can listen to Iraqi detainees at another black site here. All right, the detainees told Human Rights Watch of other torture methods. They described how interrogators and security officials sodomized some detainees with broomsticks and pistol barrels. And the detainees said raped younger detainees who were then sent to different detention sites. Some young men said they had been forced to perform oral sex on interrogators and guards. Interrogators also forced some detainees to molest one another. These are kids. These are fucking kids. All right? So let's get beyond that party line bullshit. And this is still going on, 100%. If you believe otherwise, if you believe the system is now protecting these people who we deem terrorists, you're out of your fucking mind. All right? And you know what? Again, thank you for those that tried to point out that these horrific things weren't going on at Guantanamo Bay. Even though it sure looks like things similar were going on at Guantanamo Bay and Abu Ghraib and other black sites. Detainees G and H, father 59 and son 29 respectively, were arrested at their house in Mosul on September 30th. Both endured sessions in which interrogators hung them upside down and beat them. During one session, the father was stripped naked in front of the son. The son was told that if he did not confess, they would rape his father. The father was told if he did not confess, they would kill his son. The son was subsequently sodomized with a broomstick and the guard's fingers. Okay? This is a 24-year-old man being sodomized with a broomstick as well. And yes, there is in the HRW report prisoners being tortured, raping prisoners and torturing them with battery acid. And indeed, torturing and sexually abusing minors. So that was all in one sentence. This was a old global research from 2012, but it's out there. Nick, thank you for the super chat. I'm going to read that in just a moment. But come on, guys. How far off was I? How far off was I? And we're going to have show trials. By the way, KSM in this document, we're going to go to that right now. Because this document here, talk about torture. Oh my goodness. KSM is 1,587 times in this. I said that this was a short thing. It's not. It's 712 pages. My mistake. Yes. So a lot of this tells you how they got the information on KSM and how he was identifying Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the guy you're going to have the show trial for. Meanwhile, at these sites, what are they doing? They're sexually abusing kids, torturing people, battery acid, real deal shit. Oh, let's read that super chat. All super chats are appreciated. This is a big one. Al-Iraqi, clearly a mentally challenged individual who wouldn't go 100% insane if their world family get completely destroyed in front of them by a foreign oppressor that exclusively targets oil, drug-rich areas. This is not my America. It's not my America either, brother. Thank you, Nick. I gotcha. Why YouTube literally won't let me send a super chat with his name. So one of these people that was tortured. Yeah, listen, you can go check out. It didn't take me that long to find that document. It didn't take me that long to go through and find the information I was looking for. Okay, had I spent more time, perhaps I could have found the instance I was discussing. But why bother? I just laid it out. We need to shut down these torture sites. Okay? There's a reason you're supposed to be able to face your accusers. There's a reason we used to have a judicial system, but now it's out in the open. Our judicial system is a joke. It is bought and paid for. It's about how much money you have, how much power you have, how much influence you have. Who you know, not what you know, not how guilty you are. And obviously the Epstein case has really exemplified that. I think the Nexium case with the sentencing coming up shortly has also exemplified that. We're going to get to videos on all that stuff later, including Jean-Luc Brunel not being able to be found by authorities. So guys, if you enjoy what I do, I'm doing it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day. I've had the kids a ton. They're going back to school later this week, so hopefully I'm going to be able to kick out more jams, but I've had them on doubles the last 4 days, so it's been really tough. But please subscribe, thumbs this video up, share it. I appreciate all the support. You can watch all my films all my documentaries in the documentary playlist right here at this channel. And I got a little GoFundMe. $5, $10, $15 goes a super long way. That's how I'm able to do this. So thank you very much. And I'm sorry the video was a little bit disturbing and a little bit dark, but this is the reality we live in. So I'll see you on the flip side.